second or third response to Lux. I've lost count. There's a lot of energy going on right now. I'll save it for CC when we got CC on tomorrow. So I'll wait for her so that we can talk about all the diss tracks and play clips. So Loso versus Chess was announced. No, there's no card yet. However, I'm 100% sure there's going to be another URL app event, another private app event. And my favorite thing about the app event is you always get those matches you kind of never see coming. You always get those battles that you're like, huh? I didn't really know if I asked for this or not. But my favorite thing about the app events is they're always kind of like almost better battles than what you get on Caffeine, because like they're just like operated in a whole different light. There's no audience there. Like it's just a different feel. So like the app events sometimes come out better than some of the main cards. But Loso versus Chess, what do you guys think about it? Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts? Initial thoughts when you heard this match? Okay, I'm gonna start multitasking over here. Alright. Susa versus Fire battle. Love the run for Loso. Tata says this will be a goodie. Loso 2-1. Loso 2-1. Loso in this cakewalk, says Hardcore Flavor. Whoa. Loso about to have a cakewalk? I don't know, bro. Chess 2-1. I wish we had a clear direction of Chess's trajectory. I don't know, J Mike. It's a little weird to talk about Chess's trajectory because he started off on the goddamn main stage. You know, rookies. I mean, he did his PG, then did the Ultimate Freestyle Friday tournament, then was on goddamn Rookies versus Vets, then did Summer Madness that same year. Like he battled a lot of these top names. He battled Geechee, Rock, Shine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what's really out there for him, but right now he's kind of got to spin the block. He's got to give matches to the people that deserve it. So like you'll probably see a Chess versus a Loso, a Chess versus an Easy. You know what I'm saying? Cakewalk equal cake life. Chess got to have a different type of angle. Loso only loses to clear angles. Chess 2-1, depending on preparation. See, I don't know if Loso really loses to angles. I think Loso loses to energy. Every time I have a battle where I think he's lost, it's because the person just imposed their presence or their energy on him. Like, none of them didn't have angles against Loso, really, and he beat him off a rebuttal and just having energy. Chess better have that water bottle in his hand. Chess needs to win. Example, none. Yeah, great example, CP. A-Ward's still the best. Oh, damn. Susurf is Loso the leader of the Four Horsemen. Take it easy, Fox Sports. Take it easy. All right? Let me ask the overreaction questions, all right? Let me take care of that for you. Take it easy, bro. But no, I still think A-Ward is the most versatile horseman, so there's nothing to really be said about that. Tata says he found the energy when he faced the queen. Oh, shit, our update guy in the building. You're what it do, baby. Shouts to the update guy in the house. Alright, so Loso on the app. I got this up here. Let me pull this up. Nice. So Loso on the app is a whopping 6-0. He's 13th on the app in rank for records. Obviously, he's undefeated, but he's 42 in reactions, meaning he's not getting a lot of engagement. It's a little concerning. I would expect him to be in the top 20 at least, but 42 is rather low for engagement. Plus, he only got 300,000 plus engagement. But Chess is 5-5 on the app, barely 500, right? I get that. Cool. 5-5 on the app. Obviously, Loso has the better record. But he's number 4 in reactions. So this lets me know that y'all may think Loso has an easy one on his hands. Loso's not just battling Chess. You're always battling Chess's audience. Like, I want that to never be forgotten. Like, even when Chess isn't being consistent, you can't really pencil him in for 3 rounds. He might have a hiatus, so you don't really know where his head is at. This guy has an audience that will die for him. Like, literally, they will die for him. So, like, unless Chess loses the battle or you clearly just walk him or a combination of both, like, it's not often you beat this guy's fan base. Like, I think about when Chess made his return against Jerry West in the summer or, like, Geechee Gotti. Like, those are good chess performances to the point where, like, his audience wants to give him those battles, you know? Like, they favored it to Geechee. But not, Jerry West, it wasn't the same. Jerry and Geechee don't got the same audience, the same kind of backing. So what happened to Jerry West? Whew, just washed away. Just washed away in the votes. Loso's obviously has a bigger audience than Jerry West at the time, than when he battled chess. But clearly, between rank 42 and rank number 4 in reactions, I still have a little disparaging gap there. That if I were Loso, I would not prepare for a chess that's going to stumble or choke. In fact, I would I would even pencil it out like, yo, this is going to be one of the best chests I've ever seen, or at the very least, he's going to come back with a vengeance. Don't bank off the fact that chess has his own self malfunctions. You have to actually try to beat this guy without thinking this guy could beat himself to make your life easier. So, chess is fire though. You don't just beat chess. I agree, man. I agree. It's not a lot of times. I mean, chess loses a lot of battles. Don't get it twisted. But there's not a lot of the battles where I'm thinking about where he lost, where he had a full clean 3, and then he just lost. Everyone that he lost, he's kind of has some kind of glitch, some kind of blip, some kind of stumble or choke in it. You know what I mean? So Chess has been out for 7 months. He has been gone for 7 months. So it works both ways. You know, he's a little well rested for his capability, so that's good. But Loso's also in the zone because he's like in battle mode right now. So like it goes both ways there, you know. This might be an app event CP803. That's what I'm assuming. There hasn't been any announcements yet. I had Chess beating K-Shine first and third, Tata. Unpopular opinion, but it's mine. Unpopular opinion, but it's mine. Very unpopular opinion, Tata, because I want to know who let Chess leave the house thinking Epstein was still alive. as once we figure out that part, maybe we can start talking about if he won the third round or not. But Epstein is dead, Chess. Epstein is dead. All right. So let's move on from there. Speaking of the app, I got some numbers. And I know the ladies aren't going to be happy about this. Cece was not happy when I pulled these numbers out. But we got to talk a little bit about Vixen. I want to be sure. You know, I don't know if we got to hit the panic button yet. But Vixen took a little bit of a statistical fall on the app after her Loso battle dropped. And hold on, man. Let's get this on the screen because this is vital. This is very vital. Hold on. And I don't think men hate her, Tata. In fact, I think they love her. This is why I want to point out this drop here. This drop was very significant. All right. So, I'm going to cover myself on the screen. Don't mind me. All right. Bam. All right. Cool. So, in Kings and Queens 1, once the battle dropped, she was second in reactions of the whole card. When Watch the Throne 4 dropped, she was second in reactions on the whole card. When Kings and Queens 2 dropped, she was 9th in reaction of the entire card. That's second to last. So the first 2 URL battles, once they dropped on the app, she was second in reactions. Her most recent performance, she was second to last. Literally, second to last. I don't know, man. That's a little bit concerning. That's a really big drop from going somebody that's probably one of the best battle rappers on the card to being one of the second worst battle rappers on the card, at least statistically, right? Is this statistical drop from Vixen anything to be alarmed about? Do we hit the panic button? Are we concerned? What do you guys think? Jeremy Perkins says no. All those punchlines ain't equate to real-ish. It's like people were saying she wasn't good versus Loso. She was. And then Steve says, no, it's just one bad game. King says, one bad battle. It's not that deep. No, she's going to get big matches. No panic button needed. She just had an off game. All right. I'm glad everybody's keeping their wits. I'm glad everybody's calm about this. You know, it's good. I don't think there's any reason to hit the panic button either, but it is a major drop that I think is a little alarming. But the good thing about drops, once you kind of like hit like a low point, it's only one way to go. The only way to go is up. So numbers don't really matter until it's consistent. It's a really good point, Hardcore Flavor. This is an out. This would technically be an outlier because she has more performances where she is at the top of the card than at the bottom of the card. So, but just pointing out the trend, because if her next battle, which I think she will bounce back from, but if her next battle she ends up in this same area again, then we have a trend. These are just things to look out for. After a while, some of these numbers on the app, I know people don't always like the app votes, but I say I'm living and dying by the app numbers, because a lot of the app numbers reflect the truth in some way, shape, or form. At least with Verb's record, it does. Have you guys seen Verb's record on the app? It literally defines who he is right now. So there's a lot of people that their app numbers kind of tell the story of what's going on right now. Basketball Masters Vixen is 1 battle and 2 ass shots away from being at the top. Lord have mercy. Should have did better before I read that one. It's not a trend unless it happens again. I love it. We can't discount every single voting system. I'm not saying I'm going 100% by the app, but I'm definitely using it as a template for what is the storyline, what's the narrative for that battle rapper at that moment. I promise you, if you go through some of these app records for some of these people, you're not gonna agree with everything, but you're gonna find a lot of people that you do agree with. And you're gonna be like, oh, maybe they kind of got it right here. Lil Reggie, what up though? She says she will probably smoke the girls, but the men is going to be her challenge. Savage Vanswall says Kirk Franklin's son is a sucker. Wow. I'm not sure how Kirk Franklin got in this, but I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. I absolutely do agree with you. All right, one last bit of app numbers before we move on to some of the more stuff over the weekend. And on this one, I don't want to get killed for it, all right? I just want us to take the time to just acknowledge the value of our battle rappers, all right? I'm starting to think that T-Top is becoming underappreciated, right? And I know the first thing that pops in your head is like, oh, fake angles this, fake angles that. But forget about the angles for a second. Let's just talk about T-Top and his last 3 battles. He battled Coffee Brown, he battled Easy the Block Captain, and he battled B-Dot. He gave all 3 of those people that he battled the biggest battles of their careers to date, right? And he was such a valuable name, such a high top tier name for all 3 of these people to be challenged and pushed to the pen, right? Some of them were underdogs going into him, not everybody. But it's like he has all this value to be an opponent. He has all this value to beat, but he never has all this value to like come close to win, or like I see like he has a losing streak right now. He's lost his last 3 app drops. You can even count 4 if you count the Bill Collector battle prior to COVID. So he's at least lost 4 out of his last 5. And I feel like he's going a little underappreciated right now, especially with the simple fact that his last two battles were back-to-back the most engaging battle of the event. Him and T-Top and Easy was a battle of the night, and it has the most engagement on the app from Super Fight. T-Top and Coffee, battle of the night, has the most engagement from Kings and Queens too. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, I personally think T-Top and B-Dot is the best back and forth from Summer Madness. So his last 3 battles were battle of the night, and he gave all 3 of those opponents shots. I think we gotta give T-Top a little bit of appreciation here, because it's like, yo, he's putting himself on the line to battle dangerous people that are hungry, and that he's above their status, and he's bringing out the best of them, having battle of the night, and staying competitive. It's not like he's getting smoked in any of these battles. So, Miss Marlon says, we don't deserve T-Top. Thank you for the prop. Heavy 401, so it says 100. You can say debatable. He ain't went around since Bill Collector. Hell yeah, he's a heel in the league right now, says Hardcore Flavor. Tata says, we do appreciate him. I don't think they are, but people have him winning all of them. I mean, there's people that have him winning some of those battles for sure. But right now, statistically, he's losing all 3 of them. So statistically, he's on a losing streak. He's lost his last 3 battles. Appreciate who doesn't appreciate him? He just been losing. I don't know, Kings. I don't know, man. I haven't been seeing the T-Top appreciation. I've just been seeing a lot of T-Top. I've been seeing a lot of T-Top criticism. I've been seeing a lot of I don't want to say slander. It's not slander. There's definitely more criticism than slander. But I've been seeing a lot of critical critiques of Top, and I don't think we don't realize the value he kind of brings to these cards, to these battle rappers, to this stage. Like if T Top gives A Ward his debut on URL, then what we're gonna say? That's him continuing to add his value. Who, France, who? You want names? I don't have any names, but I'm saying people in the media. I've seen you guys here a handful of times after parties, after events. Every time we recap a T-Top battle, I don't see none of you guys ever pick him to win. I have the transcripts. I see the energy. Back-to-back losing battles, that's appropriate. He's getting praise after every battle, having battle of the night. What are you talking about? I'm tired of fake angles. Regardless if he wins or loses, that's another loss. Maybe he should wait on battling A Ward. Hell no to Ward before Swamp. When was the last time he was an underdog in a battle? That's a good question. Friends keeping all these transcripts out here. Hell yeah, what you think all this chat's for? This chat's for receipts. This chat ain't for enjoyment. This chat's for receipts right here. This chat's for accountability. We just need to take a break or two after the 2-on-2s. Yeah, well then he has Mook at the end of this month, so it's a big opportunity. So if T-Top wasn't getting appreciated prior, he will double impact. That's for sure. If he cooks Mook, I'll appreciate him again. You see? There you have it. I don't care about him battling Swamp anymore. I love T-Top. Shouts to Top, man. Another L because Mook and Cal 30, says Savage Vandross. Yikes. Y'all hear this? He thinks Murderland with the 30. That's a bold prediction, man. It's a very, very, very bold prediction. All right, man. Let's keep the ball rolling over here on my side of town. RB dropped some news on us over the weekend. In fact, I have the actual name of this place, so I want to actually be responsible and read the actual name of this location. Where are we at? Here we go. It's about that time again for fans to enjoy battle rap in the big room on April 3rd. And Believe Venue. I did some research. This venue holds up to 800 people. And this venue has VIP and a balcony. Now that we know the venue for Cassidy versus Hitman, what are the thoughts out there? I got my ticket, says Vandross. Who else going? We got our LTBR update guy. We're sending him out there. He lives out there in Georgia, so we're sending him out there. There's a whole ass venue with a balcony. Cassidy finna die. Believing someone's gonna catch the Rona. COVID. I'm practicing my booing right now. Super spreader. Cass will do really good in a loss, and I'm in that bitch though, says Juwan. Hitman can't lose a round or Cassidy wins but wins by default. Don't do that. So they're probably gonna have about 500 or full capacity. I'm not saying there'll be 800 people. I'm just saying I researched the venue holds up to 800. That's all I'm saying. 50 Cent just had an event there for All-Star Weekend. Yikes. Hitman body him worse after this announcement. Ball game. Hitman 3-0 in the clip. I'm in the building. People might die with Cash. Sheesh. I heard Rona finna pull up. Yeah. What up, Anwar? COVID 3-0. Why is this happening? My favorite is when people ask why. Like, just, why are we getting another Cassidy battle? What do we do to deserve this? Pokestar says Hitman is low-key trash and he'll still body Cass. Well, damn. Rona finna show up like JC, like, hey, it's me again. Oh, my goodness, man. You guys, there's something else in here. Can't enter the building if you have a mask. Yo, imagine you cannot come in because you have a mask. Like, you got to take your mask off. Nah, bruh. That's unbelievable. After seeing this venue, though, my lingering irrational confidence in Cassidy adapting has decreased. drastically, and we're getting the usual Cassidy that we're used to getting. I got some quotes from Cassidy. Cassidy says, end quote, it's impossible for me to lose to him clearly unless it's a sabotage. There you go. There you have it already. So he's already planting that seed that we're supposed to boo him. So if we do boo him, which probably could happen, he already has a narrative for that. He said Hitman just battled Bill Collector and the fans were saying that was a punching Hitman. I'm listening, and that's not enough. He can be twice as good as he was for Bill Collector, and it's still not enough for me. Excuses already, says Madlink. Conqueso says Cassidy sounds like a Republican. The Trump move. Cassidy wrote his rounds. That's another one, CP803. Cassidy said he's done. Any battle rapper done with a month out, you worry me. You seriously worry me. Because all the real battle rappers know you're not like done till like the week of. And even then, maybe some people finish 2 weeks prior, but a month prior, like so much can happen in a month. Are you kidding me? I'm interested in the memes that will come from this. Sue Surf Lawyer, I gotta get them ready. Cassidy disses be better than his battles. Yeah, Cassidy on the beat is very proficient still. He won't choke though. Yeah, Vandross. I mean, like, don't let twerk and chess and people with high CPRs confuse you. Like, just because people don't choke doesn't mean anything. Like, not choking should be the number one part of the job. All right, it's almost like praising somebody for coming in on time. Like, no, you're supposed to be here at 9. Like, what do you mean? Losing out on so many bars based on the lead-up promo. For real, it's your job. No choking in the job description. It's crazy how standards have dropped so much, says You're on Fire. And I don't think Vandross has dropped his standards. I'm not saying he has. I'm just saying, like, we got to a point early in Caffeine last year where we saw a choke every single week, that it got to a point where we didn't see a choke, we started to clap. And I'm just kind of like, well, like, this is what we're supposed to see. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the venue? I missed the announcement. The venue's name is Believe, Anwar. Believe. It holds up to supposedly 800 people. I don't know if 800 will be in attendance, but that's the capacity of the venue. I ain't say the material will be good though. Says Vandross. I did see a message earlier. Somebody says Cassidy will shock the world. Who said that? I saw that message earlier. Well, we're gonna find out who said that shit. Hold up. I saw one of y'all in here trying to vote for Cassidy. Hold on, time out. Let's find this. Here we go. It's Juwan. Let's upvote this and let's have a conversation about what Juwan said. Juwan says Cassidy will shock the world. How, Juwan? Tell us how Cassidy will shock the world. How, Sway? Now, look, let's be honest about one thing, though. If you're expecting Cassidy to be better than what he was prior, that's not a difficult assignment. Like, the bar is very low for what era he was against Arsenal and against Goods. So it's not like if he exceeds that, he automatically wins a round. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can be better than that and still lose every round. Jeremy says, you got some Illuminati info we don't have. Cassidy's going to do well in a loss. I don't know, man. I'm just not convinced yet because, like, he's saying all the same red flag statements that just kind of has me concerned. Oh, and by the way, he name dropped already who he's sparring with. We didn't get a chance to talk about this on Thursday, but Cassidy said he was on FaceTime with Calico and Murder Mook going over their material and his. So there you have it, man. Murderland is responsible for Cassidy. So whenever... Hey, Anwar, URL TV Media, when you interview Calico and Murder Mook, please ask either one of the two, please ask them, what did you think about Cassidy's material? Cassidy said he sparred with you guys. He said he heard your material. He heard his. What you guys think? Do you think Cassidy... Just put them on the spot. Just ask them. Just ask them. All right? I need to know. I need to know for myself. Cal's more delusional. This is all about to be... You know how much ego is in between those three? They all getting body bag. I mean, when you put three egotistical guys in a private room together, maybe the egos go away. I don't know. Maybe there might be some dialogue there. You don't know. I don't just think Mook and Cows is going to co-sign whatever the fuck they see. Like, Calico has shared cards with Cassidy. He knows, like, he can't just... He'll know, hopefully. But Danny Myers gets to live to see another day because Danny Myers did not co-sign the bars. So, I mean, technically, Mook and Calico didn't even co-sign it yet either. Let's not get that twisted. They just heard it from Cassidy's words here. Conqueso says, compounding egos. That's funny. Well, now that we have a venue set, it definitely it changes things for me. And I gotta be honest, I was definitely like I was teetering, right? I'm kind of like, oh, well, at some point, Cassidy's going to figure this out. Like, at some point, Cassidy's going to figure this out. Jag is pretty compatible. Jag is serviceable. Jag can teach Cassidy some things. Maybe, RBE will treat Cassidy different. Like, I was just thinking, like, maybe there's a chance he can be better than what he was, which is very possible. But after seeing this venue, I don't have any faith in it. I don't have any faith in it. Tooth, what up, though? What up, though, Tooth? Tooth, Cassidy will be battling at this venue called Believe with a balcony and VIP. I have no faith in it, Tooth. I have no faith in it whatsoever. I'm sorry. He said, I saw the venue. Shaking my tooth. I don't know if Cassidy has a chance in that venue, to be honest with you. He said spooky. It is spooky. It really is. Look, man, I'm going to leave it alone. Trillip says, what battle has Hitman been good in? What is this Hitman? Like, time out, man. Hitman versus Bill Collector was one of the best battles of 2019. Hitman beat Tay Roc as an underdog. Hitman beat K-Shine as an underdog. Hitman beat Shotgun Suge in Jersey. Like, what's this disrespect for Hitman Holla? I don't understand it. And you guys understand this guy has like all-time classic battles, right? Him and Arsenal, him and John, him and Verb. And there's something about Hitman that I always gets lost. They're like, yeah, he's a performer. His bars are basic, but he's a great performer. Why do you guys forget to mention he's an angler too? Like, I never understood that part. Like, what do you think he did to Arsenal? He story told his whole battle against Arsenal. What do you think he did to John? He pretty much laid the blueprints for rookies versus vets with John. What do you think he did to Verb? He talked about all of the shit going on in St. Louis between those two guys. Like, Hitman's also an angler. A very tactical one. A very surgical one. One that has performed in small and big arenas and has classic performances doing so. Like, I've never understood this Hitman criticism. Like, even against K-Shine, like he was, oh my goodness, forget it. I'm gonna just leave it alone. I feel like personally, when you do the whole Hitman doesn't have bars, he's just a performer, he's not that good lyrically thing, I feel like you're just being lazy and you're not really trying to listen to what's been happening, because like there's plenty of examples 10 years ago that's still on top of the leaderboards today. And there's some performances over the last 4 years, that are still very good today. So, like, Tooth says he wasn't performing against Big T. I ain't mentioned that one, though. He was performing against Big T. What you talking about? Cut him across the chest. Look like I'm playing the violin. Come on, Tooth. He lost that one, but, he had little highlights. He had some highlights in there. All right, let's talk about... All right, I know a lot of you guys are going to kill me for this one, because this is somebody that I was, I don't want to say I was on the bandwagon for, but I was very excited about. I see a lot of promise and potential in this individual, and he had a battle over the weekend. Well, he had a battle premiere over the weekend. We can get this on the screen. Will it pop up? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, whoop, I don't think I can get it to load. All right, well, next had a battle with Ru Bando premiere over the weekend on Caffeine Saturday. And believe it or not, yes, Next lost the fan vote 3-0. He lost every round on the fan vote. So technically, his Caffeine debut starts off with him getting 30'd. Let's talk about it. I want your guys' opinion. I see says Ru Bando was going off. Albino Saint. Wow. What a way to describe him. Ru Bando versus Lux. Nex is overrated. How can Nex be overrated? He's not even rated to be overrated. Like, I don't get it. He just came out the Crucible. Like, you can say he's overhyped, but you can't say he's overrated. He's not even rated to be over something. Like, I don't get this. Update guy says Nex losses is the media's fault. Wow, you blaming us now. Very overrated. He's getting a drug push and no one asked for him. Next was great. Bando just seemed like he had more to prove. I didn't see it, but I can see Ru flipping his name. Tooth never even saw a Nex battle before. His name is a wrestling program. The chat was hating on Nex rapping style. Nex 2-1 says King Cash 86. Tooth said for the first time, I wasn't rocking with the chat. That was the first time he wasn't rocking with the chat. Interesting. Coin flip, what up? Gang, gang, gang. Special announcements coming this week. I like that a hungry Ru Bando we just saw. Okay. I like the hungry Ru Bando we saw against Jada Nightwing. Okay. That was a good Ru Bando. Take the growl out of Nex's voice. He really don't be saying anything. Now I accept all the smoke, but this time I really wasn't rocking with it. Ru's Rockefeller bar was cold. Oh my god. Oh, man, what he said, diamond push-ups? I didn't forget how it went. He said, son, diamond push-ups? Rockefeller? That was hard. That was so hard, man. That was fire. Savage says, Nex is diet twerk. Nex is gangster ginger. Drugs be catching the wildest bars. Reggie says it's supposed to be for Nex to get more light and it backfired. You know what, Reggie, you might be right there. That I can agree with. See, that I can agree with. This might have been an opportunity to cherry pick, and this is another opportunity where cherry picking goes wrong. But I don't see it as a cherry pick. I see it more as a test. Like, no disrespect to Cuban or Ru Bando, but I'm pretty sure if like you're not being able to get past those guys, you're not showing that you can compete at a high level. Only because those two guys aren't at a high level themselves neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys, other than the tournament, Ru Bando probably wouldn't have been on Caffeine. Cuban still hasn't been on Caffeine. You know what I'm saying? What up, Lion Legacy? Salute. It feels like it might be some hate on Nex because he's getting the push and the skip process. P is pushing Nex like crazy. I think here's the thing though, like, this is the first person that got like removed from the Crucible. So this is like the closest variation of somebody skipping the PGs, and I feel like everybody's watching him, and they're like, well, I don't really see it. He's overhyped. He's overrated, but he's clearly overqualified to be in the Crucibles. That's for sure, right? So with somebody that's overqualified to be somewhere, you don't put them there to waste their time. But if they're underqualified somewhere else, you gotta let them kind of like wiggle around and work their way to becoming what it needs to be. Like, this guy is 21. This guy is very young. Like, the future's very bright. We can't just reject everything that's thrown at us. It takes time. It takes time for a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? So the one thing I will say, he's overqualified for the Crucibles. Might be underqualified to be on the Caffeine card. I don't know yet. But Nex did say he has franchise Nex. Franchise for what it's worth. You know, might have regressed a little bit, but this guy was a top 20 battle rapper just 2 years ago. He's been on Caffeine a few times. He's been on Born Legacy. He's been on pay-per-view cards. He's been on Summer Impact Reloaded out in New York. So franchise is definitely probably the biggest battle he's had. At least the biggest opponent he's gonna ever had on URL. Franchise might kick a hole in his chest if we just keep it a buck. Like, franchise might really give this guy a spanking. Let me stick with Born Legacy. Too Heavy says he ain't Caffeine material yet. I agree. Reggie says, how is he overqualified? He should have stayed in the Crucible. Nah, man, he's better than the Crucible, man. We can't do that. Franchise is better version of Next. This is going to be a 30. Yeah, I'm not mad at you saying that, though. Next is going to bring less comedy and it's cringe and it won't look good versus Franchise. Franchise is about to jackboy this man. Holy shit. I had to. Ooh, it's a good question, Hardcore Flavor. What is caffeine material? That's a very good question. Because you got to think, people like Reaper Rail's been on caffeine twice. Right? People like Prez Mafia has been on caffeine. So what is caffeine material exactly? I ain't talking tournaments. Tournament caffeine ain't the same. Mid-tiers and up. Reaper versus Steam's the greatest caffeine battle of all time. Says You're on Fire. You heard it here first. The GOAT caffeine battle. Hilarious. I think my favorite part about that battle is when they both apologize to Smack afterwards. Like, well, yo, I'm sorry. And then they're like, yo, we here if you need us. Like, I got you whenever. Like, bro, you just choked 3 rounds. I'm not gonna book you again. Here y'all go. Ain't no caffeine material. Stop creating, says Tragic 2025. I think I get what they're trying to say though, Tragic. Like, I do think a lot more people are worth the risk, because if you're putting people on that have not proven to be good for a long time and they've gotten the chance to stink it up there are other names you can throw there that probably have a good opportunity to rock the room, right? So I get what they're trying to say, but I personally think I've seen a lot of bad performances already on caffeine, so I'm very open to a lot of different names getting that opportunity. That's where I'm at with it. The battle was so fire, it didn't even come out on the app. But you know what? You're on fire. Like, if Nex's goal or Ru Bando's goal is to be on caffeine, which should be their goal realistically, to get on these bigger cards, this is part of the process. This is the part of the game you can't escape. That rigorous feedback, the chat being savages. People might having you winning 30 or getting 30'd. Like, that, you can't avoid that. You know what I'm saying? So Chief Force says, you want Prez Mafia back on caffeine? No comment. Caffeine putting money into this shit that we don't want. They don't want bull-ish. I disagree with that. Too heavy. We had a time period where every single week on caffeine was a choke. Literally every single week until the week I think of can't remember, bro. Can't remember, but there was one weekend where there was no chokes, and it was like the first weekend in like 12 weeks where there was no chokes on caffeine. It was pretty crazy. I can't remember who battled. If it was Summer Madness, then thank you. I'm not sure if it was. I feel like it was before Summer Madness, but no, it was I think it was the card wherever Saga Battle Franchise, Cortez battled Easy, Loso battled Ryder that day. That was the first weekend there was no chokes on caffeine. That is crazy. That time in between tournaments was kind of nasty. Yeah, I agree. I mean, 2 weeks is definitely difficult to prep. And that's one thing I will say about the Grand Prix. They had 3 weeks in between. And clearly that extra week made all the difference for a lot of guys. So I'll give them that. We literally called it the bubble curse. Jeremy Perkins says, get Mad Flex and Ilmac on URL. Listen, man. They both been fire, man. They both been fire. For anybody that hasn't been awake, wake up. They've been fire. I'm sure Lil Reggie wouldn't agree, but that's just one person. Ilmac cleaned up JC. He got a lot of dudes out of here. Ilmac's a legend. He'll be just fine on URL. I do think Mad Flex, you got to give him the right match. Like, I'll be honest, you throw me a Mad Flex and a Kid Chaos, like, I'm here for all that intricacy. Like, I'm here for that. If that was to ever come to fruition. Ilmac versus Av, Ilmac versus Danny, Mad Flex versus Jay. All solid battles. All right, man. Where's my topics, man? Here we go. All right, man. Let's keep it moving. Shouts to Next. And shouts to Ru Bando. Actually, bigger shout out to Ru Bando because like I actually think people like him more than people like really put it out there. Like his battle with Jay like really won people over. He made it to the final four. He just 30 next on the premiere. Like they might gotta be a little more respect on Ru Bando's stock than people like to admit. But some call outs over the weekend. Well, this happened a while ago, but Chilla Jones has been very adamant about this match, and we haven't gotten a chance to talk about this yet. Chilla Jones, Mr. Chilla Jones, says he wants Tay Roc for Gnome. Another interesting quote from Chilla Jones. I am definitely trying to repeat for Champion of the Year, so you know where my head is at. Let's start to the people, man. Chilla Jones versus Tay Roc on Gnome. Are you here for it? It's a match you need or like. Tata likes it. That's good. Chilla Body. Chilla 2-1 says Miss Marla. I'm here for it. King says Chilla 30. I ain't even been impressed with Roc since the light battle. Chilla 2-1. The Tooth says, the Tooth not feeling it. Roc would have to go upstairs or he dies this battle, says Lil Reggie. Yikes. I want it. Says Lavish One. What up, though? Roc's been looking shaky. Chilla 2-1. Boston coming to do it again. Book it. It says Tostradamus. Conquestos could get Roc. He could get Roc in a different bag. Chilla's so dangerous. Roc is going to put Chilla's hand in the blender and make his hand shake. Yikes. The Basketball Man says Chilla 2-1. Hardcore Flavor needs more battles for this year. Roc's gonna get in his daylight bag. Chilla 2-1. Chilla bars will age better. Tooth ain't got no feeling. He a Tooth. Hey man, take it easy, man. Don't talk about the Tooth like that, man. Shaking my tooth. Good for his career. Although I'm not crazy about the battle, I can see Chilla flipping Roc's entire third on him. Champion of the Year just gotta stay on the East Coast. I don't care who wins. Roc's only hope is a crowd. Wow, a lot of you feel like Roc doesn't have much of a chance here. Alright, so my take on this battle. At this point, like, Tay Roc... Tay Roc's not as washed as Verb, right? Like, I'm not going to put him in that same box as Verb. But I will say that both times Verb and Roc has been on the card, Verb has been able to save Roc from having these performances that kind of like, wait, hold on, shouldn't we be criticizing this performance just as much as Verb's? So Verb's kind of taking the spotlight away from Tay Roc, but besides his daylight battle and, you know, highlights in this Mook battle, he hasn't been as explosive. It looks like besides that one daylight battle, clearly the other three need more of an audience. He needs an audience. Plus, 3 out of his 4 battles have been in empty rooms, so it's hard for him to hype himself up as well. And he's already kind of been declining since 2018. So, like, that's why I would say don't take Roc for granted, because Roc gave us years and years and years of consistency. And at this point, there's not many matches really left for him. Like, he stood in front of Lux. He stood in front of Mook. He's battled his entire era. He's battled some of these newer guys. Like, there's not a lot of matches really available for Tay Roc. So at this point, he's just there for complete competition. He loves battle rap. But I also don't feel like there's no, like, when he was in his prime and he had all those years of being consistent, and he went to Gnome 5-6 times in a row. He went to Summer Madness 4-5-6 times in a row. He was like the underdog in a lot of these battles. He wasn't always the main event. He was the guy that you can rely on to get the crowd hype. He was the people that people came to see. Like, he had a real chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that chip on his shoulder anymore. You know, he became like the low profile guy, underrated, to the guy we give a main stage shot to becoming the face of the league. And now the years of him being the face of the league is kind of dwindling. It's kind of away from him now. Like, you got a whole bunch of other people that Neri, Geechee, Danny, who's been on Caffeine the most, right? Some people might disagree, but some people might have T-Top or Twerk, right? Like they consider them like some of the people that like are on the forefront of URL. But regardless, what I'm saying is it's not clearly Tay Roc anymore. So this is a dangerous match for Tay Roc to take. And for Chilla Jones, this is a high reward, low risk match. Like, you have all the skills and capabilities and the pen and some of the freestyle abilities to beat a Tay Roc, especially when he's on a decline. But Tay Roc is still a bigger name than you, so like you beating Tay Roc in this fashion is like, all right, well, I can beat him and I'll get a way bigger stock boost from it. But this isn't the Tay Roc from a couple years back, so this, like, I don't know. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying for Chilla Jones, like, this is definitely a match I can pencil him in to win, and it does a lot for him. So I see why he wants this a lot. It's a lot of low risk, high reward on this one. He needs that gas. Chilla will smoke him in a caffeine setting, they say. I don't think Chilla can beat Roc on the stage. Ooh. Roc is like John Cena at the end of his career, says Lil Reggie. I feel that. Roc without a crowd is like a fish without water. See, like, his daylight battle was incredible, but clearly that's an outlier to the other 3 performances he's had on Caffeine thus far. So it's hard to take that battle and say, can he be that Tay Roc again, when in the last 3 performances he hasn't been close to being that Tay Roc again. So Chilla versus Dracula is fire. It's still a good match. Like, I'm here for it. We're all gonna watch it. We're all here for it. But I do think this is just like a great resume builder for Chilla, especially if he's trying to repeat. So, like, just imagine, like, you start your year off beating K-Shine probably every round, and then you get a Tay Roc and you beat him every round. So you could say I beat K-Shine and Tay Roc 30. Like, that's a strong year. Like, that's a strong threshold right there to add to your case. Chilla is not bringing out the daylight Tay Roc, so I'm not excited for this. His first versus official was good. Roc is just having fun right now. Yeah, it's the perfect way to describe it, man. Roc is just happy to be here. Danny will Tay Roc up right now. See, now that one right there. Hold on. That one right there we got to talk about, because I can't believe Danny and Tay Roc's never happened. Tay Roc had a report here on Hip Hop Is Real where he says, I've never gotten a phone call about Danny Myers. And I believe Tay Roc, believe it or not. Like, I truly believe that they've never called him for Danny, because he doesn't really duck smoke, so I'll never say he's ducking anybody. He takes any and everybody. But the match has never presented itself. But on the opposite end, Tay Roc is that guy that if he picks up the phone to call Smack and says he wants somebody, he can get him. You know what I'm saying? He can definitely get him. I want Tay Roc and Danny more because Danny deserves it more than anything else. But I gotta be honest, man. Like, that battle happens. Like, Tay Roc is an underdog. Like, Tay Roc is a huge underdog if he battles Danny, and I don't think he beats Danny Myers. Not on Caffeine. Lil Reggie says Roc is clearly ducking the battle. Danny's been wanting the battle. It's going to get real dark. Do Roc got that much option left? Danny just beat Arsenal. Roc can go next easily. Danny might get rid of Roc. You see? Like, yo, honestly, it might sound strange, but does Danny Myers beating Tay Roc do anything for him right now? Like, I don't know. I want to see, like, there's so many matches for Danny, but, like, at this point, like, I kind of lost the window of inspiration for it. I still want to see it happen just because Danny deserves it more than anything, but it's a different time period now where I feel like the talks is very one-sided. Like, we're all gonna say Danny's gonna beat him. It's crazy to think how Roc is an underdog to Danny now. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Lil Reggie says Danny beating Real Sick means more than beating Roc right now. And that's the truth. If Danny beat Real Sick, if Danny battles Loso, woo, man, there's so many other matches for Danny that's better than the Tay Roc battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Up there, guy says the disrespect is incredible. It's not even disrespect, bro. It's real life. It's factual. I'm sorry. Roc should take a break. Roc would be the favorite. You're high. Roc would be the favorite against Danny. Anwar, you and I are betting men, all right? You and I work together on a lot of things, my friend. I will release a Twitter poll when we're out of here, all right? When we're out of here. And I'm not saying Danny's the bigger name. I didn't say that. I said Danny is the better battle rapper right now. He is the better battle rapper right now. Especially on Caffeine. What? Are you kidding me? Danny Myers has 8 Caffeine appearances, the most so far in Caffeine history. He's 6-2 on fan votes on Caffeine. Like, this guy is pretty dominant on Caffeine. Let's go. I text you a bet. All right. Let's when we're out this show, we're out of here. My Dr. Umar hands. We're gonna create that Twitter poll about Danny and Tay Roc. It's gonna get dark. It's gonna get very dark. It might even spark the battle because Tay Roc might see it and be like, "Wait, what? How?" Like, on paper, it doesn't even sound right, but it's the truth. Danny's like 17-3 on the app. I think he's in 3rd place on the app, or at least in 4th place. He's in 3rd place at 13-6. Damn, he has 19 app battles? God damn. He didn't do any quarantine video battles neither, by the way. So just think about that. This man has 19 app battles. That's unbelievable. Well, Nitty has 18. So these West Coast guys, man. And Geechee has 16. God damn. Coinflip says Danny needs a big name to really test him. It's hard to gauge his place in battle rap. See, I don't know, Coinflip, because Arsenal was the big name that he had so far this year. And I can honestly say, like, Drugs and Kid Chaos put up more of a fight against Danny than Arsenal did. So what does the big name matter? Like, I don't know. Don Marino put up more of a fight against Don Marino than Arsenal did. So, like, Arsenal didn't test him, but you just said he needs a big name to test him. And Arsenal is the big name. Arsenal is bigger than all 3 of those guys combined times 2. So, like, I don't know if it's necessarily a big name. I don't know. Danny has a lot of big names on the record that he arguably beat. Names mean 0. See, I keep discrediting his wins. No, I'm not discrediting his wins. I'm just saying that I think out of all of his opponents, Arsenal was probably the weakest. Between Arsenal and Drugs, one of those two. Danny's in a scary bag right now. Look, clearly in Q1 of Battle Rap 2021, the first quarter, the first 90 days, Danny Myers has taken the lead race of everything. You know what I'm saying? He's grabbed the baton and just lapped everybody twice already. Like, he's definitely doing something this year. Friends, what year did Danny become accepted as a top tier in your opinion? I gotta be honest, man. I feel like Danny's been top tier for a while now. Like, my definition of being a top tier is like, can we headline an event with you? And he's headlined at King of the Dot. He's headlined on URL. Like, 2019 was really the year where it's like, yo, this guy battled Disaster and Hollow the same year. Like, put some respect on his name. You know what I'm saying? This guy's battled JC, Chilla Jones, Averb, Arsenal, Big K, B Magic. Like, the list is immaculate. B Dot, K Shine, DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list is extreme. It's really extensive. His first URL headliner was against T-Rex, which obviously you saw how that happened. So he's been top tier for a while. T-Top and Official better watch out. Danny's undefeated against NWX. I'll push back on that. I feel like I personally feel like K-Shine edged him, but that battle's super fire. I'm not gonna complain if you feel the other way. That's such a fire battle. Danny made me a fan. Wasn't feeling him in 2017 and 18. Danny lost to Shine and Don. Stop it, says Anwar. You heard it here first from just Anwar, Mr. NWX in the building. All right, guys, that's all the time we got for today. LTBR Daily, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. We're back tomorrow with Cece. Who cares what Anwar thinks? I care what Anwar thinks, all right? I care what Anwar thinks. But stay tuned. Today, we will be dropping a very, 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 very special announcement on our Twitter page and our Instagram page. So be on the lookout for that, because that is going to be massive for LTBR, so I can't wait. Great show as always. Thank you, Conqueso, for the props. Pick Stan. Good cast. Thank you, Pick Stan. Much love always, brother. Line Legacy, you be easy. Tata salute. Heavy salute. Just Anwar says later today. Later today. Be on the lookout. France was finally wrong for once. Nah, man, I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time, bro. I'm wrong a lot. All right, I'm wrong a lot. I'm not a prophet. All right, I have a lot of history in my head, a lot of statistics, but I can be wrong very often, more than not. I live to tell my opinion, so I have to be wrong. You see, Lil Rich says France wrong a lot. I am wrong a lot, but I'm also right a lot too. So it kind of balances out. Whereas Vlad's holding it down, man. Vlad's still taking care of his family. You know what I'm saying? But Vlad is still gang. He's always around. He's always lurking. We love Vlad. We love Vlad too. Salute. France killed death ratio 1.0. I tried, man. I really do. All right, everybody. Salute to y'all. Be on the lookout on the timeline today, and we'll be back tomorrow at 10:30.